Your name, your address, and your phone number are floating around the internet. Easy for strangers, scammers, and companies you've never heard of to find. Data brokers and shady databases collect and sell your private details to anyone willing to pay, putting you at risk of nonstop spam, scams, and fraud. You can't stop them from collecting data, but you can control who gets to keep it. That's why I use Incogni. They remove your private information from more than 420 of these sites automatically. And with their unlimited plan, you get total coverage. If you spot your personal details anywhere else online, just send them the link, and their privacy experts will get it taken down. It's the easiest, most complete way to protect yourself and personal life. Right now, you can lock in 60% off with my exclusive deal at privacykim.com. Go to privacykim.com right now and start protecting your privacy. This is so important. Privacykim.com. That's privacykim.com.
Welcome to the Kim Komando Show podcast for the weekend of March 1st, 2025. Here's hour one.
Let me tell you, I've seen so many ridiculous tech products over the years. And I'm so glad I don't have my money wrapped up in this one. Asus, you know, that laptop maker, they are bringing us, and they say it's going to take over the world. Are you ready for this? It's the Fragrance Mouse. The Fragrance Mouse. I am not making this up. You flip it over and you find a hidden compartment for your favorite essential oils. Okay. And then it pairs perfectly, they say, with the matching laptop because it has a magnetically attached diffuser. So as your computer heats up, it releases these soothing, relaxing smells. Oh my gosh. I don't think it's sensational. Oh my gosh, I just cracked myself up because after all, I'm America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again. And you are about ready to get all the tech smarts you need to make sure that you are always tech ahead and never left tech behind in the digital dust. Because after all, as America's beloved digital goddess, that is my job. And it's the Kim Komando Show. Of course, you can find us on over 420 top stations across the United States. And of course, we're streaming in your favorite radio app. Just search for my last name, Komando. And you can get the Kim Komando Show as an audio podcast in your favorite podcast player, or you can watch the show. That's right, over at youtube.com/Kim Komando. And a big hello and salute goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio. I just love this. Over 375,000 U.S. service members in 175 different countries and 200 ships at sea get the Kim Komando Show. And of course, the Komando Hotline is now open. I know you have at least a few questions about something digital I can lend a hand to. And that's 1-888-825-5254. And just a reminder, if you're just too shy to come on a big time show and podcast, hey, I get that. You can always just drop me your questions over at komando.com. And there's a link at the top that says Ask Kim. All righty then, every single day, Saturday, Sunday, weekends, you name it, during the week, I go to at least 35, 40 different websites. I read the white papers and I talk to industry insiders so that I know every single thing that's happening in the tech world so I can impart this wisdom onto you. And here are the top 5 things that you need to know about right now. We're going to start with big tech billionaires and their popularity. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most hated of them all? Think about this. There are so many. Let's start with Apple's Tim Cook. Everybody loves him. He makes products that make people happy, right? Google's Sundar Pichai, he never really irritates everyone. Amazon's Jeff Bezos, you know, he has totally gotten buff as he's gotten older. And I think what irritates most people about him is actually his to-be wife, Lauren Sanchez. Which leaves us Elon Musk. He is the boss. And depending upon what you think about Elon Musk depends upon what you think about, of course, President Trump. Which leaves us with the man-child, Mark Zuckerberg. You know, Zuck is trying. No longer are the drab gray T-shirts. He's wearing coats and ties. And it seems like a lot of gold chains. But get this. He's hated by 60% of all Republicans and 75% of all Democrats. Gosh. Better luck next time, Zuck. All right, moving on to number 2. If you have a web-based business, I bet you that your numbers are going down. I'm talking about website traffic, which translates into advertising revenue. Now, you may have heard of a company by the name of Chegg. It's an online education company. And most of Chegg's website traffic came from when Google referred students to Chegg to get homework help. But now Google's AI, of course, gives the answers right in that overview, so you don't need to go to any other website. So Chugg has all but evaporated as far as web traffic goes. But they're doing what no other site has done. Have they figured out a new way to get traffic? Are they going into another business? No, silly. They are suing Google because they're saying that AI from Google stole its tutoring knowledge from Chegg. And I wish Chegg the best of luck, because if they can pull this one off, there's going to be a lot more lawsuits to come after that. All right, moving on to number 3. Apple is responding to a tariff threat by spending $500 billion. What are they doing? Okay, they're going to be building some server farms over in Texas. They're going to hire 20,000 people. They're going to have a silicon chip production here in my home state, Arizona, a new manufacturing academy in Detroit. And so they're going to be spending all that money here in the United States, $500 billion. Let's give a round of applause to Apple for doing the right thing. All right, moving on to number 4. This is a story that I read in the Wall Street Journal this past week about a guy by the name of Matthew Van Andel. One day, last July, Matthew got a message from someone through Discord. A total stranger somehow knew the details that he had lunch with his coworkers. He thought, how would anybody know what I had for lunch with my coworkers? Then came another Discord message. I have gained access to certain sensitive information related to your personal and professional life. Then he thought, I got hacked. Now, here's the extent of his hack. His login was used to swipe 44 million Disney Slack messages about unreleased projects, raw images, and a lot of code, employee passport numbers, theme park, and streaming revenue numbers. So how exactly did they get into his Disney Slack account? Well, all he did was download a sketchy AI image generator on his computer at home. So Disney fired Matthew Van Andel, not for the hack, but for finding out that he was watching porn on his work computer at Disney. Maybe now they'll buy Donald Duck some pants. And finally, this coming in at number 5. All the girls are taking a trip. I'm so excited. Katy Perry, Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez. All the ladies are going up in space. They're joining an all-female crew on Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket. It's the first female mission since 1963. They're going to float in zero gravity for about 10 minutes. And they're going to, of course, gossip about everything that's going on in their lives while they're riding past the edge of space, floating in microgravity for a few minutes. The cost up to $200,000. And as I mentioned, they're going to be all in for 15 minutes, but 10 minutes actually in gravity. So some get to go for free. So apparently, Lauren Sanchez invited her friends, Katy Perry and Gayle King. I don't think they're paying. And I'm sure that Lauren's going to wear something very revealing to strike a froze. It's cold in space. Do you get it? All right. You have to explain it. I'm sorry. All righty then. Coming up, we're going to be talking about how your printer's tracking you and what's going on with Apple Watches. We have a great tip on how to record phone calls. And then if you're suspecting that your spouse or partner might be cheating, I've got the telltale signs. And of course, we have just the best calls ever. And then you have me, Kim Komando. Okay, let me tell you, look at that phone that you're holding right now. And if it is not an iPhone 16 Pro, what are you waiting for? A $999 value. I'm giving it away right now. No purchase required. What you want to do is go to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. And joining me here on the Kim Komando Show is my cohort of sorts and things. And he also is a master of all things digital. Right, Andrew?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll take it.
So what do you think about nobody liking Mark Zuckerberg?
Who does like Zuckerberg? He was weird before. Now he's a weird guy trying to be a cool guy. And that's even weirder.
He's got like the perm going on.
He's doing what? Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Trying to be cool?
Yes.
Wearing hip T-shirts?
There are some people who think that he's going through a little midlife crisis.
Have you seen his Sweet Baby Ray's video?
No.
He did it, and I don't know if it's sponsored or not, but he was doing like this backyard grilling video, and he says the term Sweet Baby Ray's, which is a barbecue sauce, about 150 times in a 2-minute span. He just keeps saying, "Sweet baby Ray's, sweet baby Ray's, sweet baby Ray's."
Does he need the money?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's just socially awkward.
All right. So, did you know that your printer has some secret dots? I'm going to talk more about that.
Dots?
Dots, like little dots on paper. We're going to tell you more about that.
All
But
right.
first, look at Joe's call in Los Angeles. Ooh, naughty pics. Hi, Joe. Welcome to the show. What's going on? How come I see naughty pics that says what you want to talk about?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to get to talk to you. And I've been a longtime fan of yours. In fact, I even get your email newsletter about your newsletter every morning. So anyway, I've been the victim of a sextortion from a Facebook fake account, and I need your advice.
So tell us what happened.
Well, like a dummy, I answered I got a Facebook Messenger from a lady, and we started chatting, and one thing led to another, and she wanted my picture, and like an idiot, I sent her my picture. Now, it was a Facebook picture, so I assumed it would be okay. And then she wanted some other pictures, which they weren't of me, but I had some, so I sent to her, expecting pictures from her. Instead, I get this picture of my Facebook picture profile, and then the pictures that I had sent saying that I'm now wanted by the FBI, and she was going to post this unless I sent her $1,000.
Okay, we got to clear this up because there's a lot of the word picture was
There's a
used
lot of
about
pictures.
64 times here.
Yes.
You sent her an original picture, which we'll say was G-rated, that you would post it on your Facebook page, correct?
Yes, a picture of me that she
Correct.
wanted.
And then she wanted nudes, and you sent her
Correct.
nude photos, but they were not of you.
Right. They didn't show my picture. There's no. She wanted a face picture with me of nude of me, but I didn't. I had some others. I sent her instead.
Okay, so you just sent her some.
Were they you though? Were the nudes you?
No, they were some I got off the internet like
Okay.
everybody else does. So.
Okay, so you sent her nude pictures of somebody else.
Right.
Okay. And then she said, wow, this is an opportunity for me to do a little sextortion scheme.
Correct.
And she wanted $1,000.
Correct.
Has she edited the photos to put your head or your face on the nudes?
No, she just made up this. Said she showed me what she was going to post. I on Facebook at the time, and it was just my picture, and then the pictures one picture that I had sent her, and then my Facebook profile that had all my information on it.
Okay, and so now are you wondering if she's going to do it, or how do you get the picture back, or what's up?
Well, the question was, I blocked her immediately. I went online to find out what to do, and there was a company called Digital Forensics Corporation that said they could help with the situation. And I was wondering if Kim had any knowledge of them, if they were a legitimate company.
And so what's your goal? Is your goal to try to get the pictures back, Joe?
No, I didn't. Everything that I was told, they say do not pay, because once you pay,
Yeah, then they have
got
everything.
you.
But I mean, why are you reaching out for some company to where you're going to pay them for help? I mean, what's the end game?
to not let the pictures be released.
Okay, but you said you took the pictures off the internet of somebody else.
They're not you.
So what are you worried about?
Because they said reputation by sending, because she had access to my friends list on Facebook.
Okay. All right.
So
So
she was
okay.
gonna-
So here's the thing. Okay. So let's just cut to the chase. Okay.
Okay.
Number one, nobody should ever send anything to anybody on Facebook.
Especially not a stranger.
Okay. And now that she could have, now she has, or he, whoever it is.
Sure.
Okay, they have the ability to put together a couple of pictures and then send them out to everybody on your friends list.
Or take a picture of the chat where you sent the pictures as proof.
And then that this was me.
Right.
And meanwhile, you thought you were going to be just meeting some hottie, and now they want money. So my recommendation would be is to close down the Facebook account.
Yeah, because then they can't tag you.
Right.
And if they can't tag you, then your friends won't be able to see it in their feed or anything like that. So they may post it, but it's just going to be posting to all the other guys that they're scamming.
Exactly. But you're not going to have to worry about your mom.
Right.
Oh, it looks a little different than when I saw it last. Okay. All right. So I think we ought to take a moment here, Andrew. And Joe, thanks for your call. Don't hire another company. Don't do that. Just go ahead and remove your Facebook account. If you want to start another one up at some point, just, instead of being Joe in LA, be,
Joey.
Hottie in Houston. Maybe that would be it. Okay. So number one red flag.
Yeah.
Woman reaches out to you on Facebook.
Sure.
Okay. Number two.
Gorgeous woman, most likely.
Yes. Number two starts flirting with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe even asks you to go to WhatsApp or Telegram, something like that.
Yeah,
just to
you
get-
know that's a telltale sign, especially if it's in like the first 5 minutes of chatting. Why do we have to go to another chat app when we're chatting on a chat app?
Okay. And then they ask for nudes. Now, what I think is interesting about Joe's case is that he found pictures of somebody else's eggplant on the internet, and now is worried that somebody's going to see it.
Is the old bait and switch, though. He was sending her nudes because he thought he was going to get nudes back.
Yes.
And Joe, just want to let you know, and this may be a public service announcement, the internet's full of nudes. And the ones she's going to send you are the exact ones that are sitting on the internet because this was a scam.
So I think people just need to be smarter, Andrew. I
Think with your brain, nothing else.
Nothing else. Instead of stop and think, don't click that link.
Right.
Just think with the big brain. Yes. That's it. Now, you may not realize this, but when you look at a piece of paper that came out of your printer, there's something called machine identification codes. It reveals the date, the time, the printer model, and the serial number of your printer, which can be traced right back to you. Now, manufacturers say that these codes are there so that you're not going to counterfeit money. But these yellow dots have been used to track down whistleblowers and sources of leaked documents. And you don't really see them unless you look under a blue LED light or a microscope. So if you are trying to print things without being tracked to you, you know what you need to use, Andrew?
What?
An inkjet printer.
Why are you teaching people how to make photos that can't be tracked?
Doing that, I'm passing along intel here on the
Fine.
Kim Commando Show.
Sorry.
If you own a home, listen up. This is scary. The FBI is warning about a crime on the rise: home title theft. And it doesn't happen the way you might think. No break-ins, no stolen keys, just a forged signature on a single piece of paper filed with the county. In minutes, criminals can transfer the title out of your name, then use your ownership to drain your equity or even sell your home. The worst part, most people don't know what's happening until they get collection or foreclosure notices in the mail. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. When you visit HometitleLock.com/Kim, you'll get a free title history report and a 14-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, including 24/7 monitoring of your home's title, urgent alerts to changes, and if fraud does happen. Their U.S.-based restoration team will work to restore your title, covering costs up to $1 million. Don't wait. Protect your home and equity today. Get your free 14-day trial at HometitleLock.com/Kim. That's HometitleLock.com/Kim. All right, coming up, we have a tip on how to record phone calls, and later on, do you think that your spouse might be cheating? Here are some telltale signs. And Andrew, I always love these stories about somebody's life being saved by technology.
Okay.
Did you hear about 55-year-old Brent Hill in Massachusetts? It was pretty big this past week. He was driving along, imagine this, driving along when his stomach just started hurting, and then he blacked out while he was driving. And when he regained consciousness, he heard a soft voice, and he thought, did I die?
Is this an angel?
It's his Apple Watch calling emergency services. You see, when he blacked out, his car rammed straight through a neighbor's garage and landed upside down in the pool.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. But thanks to his Apple Watch crash detection, first responders arrived. They saved his life. And so the bottom line here is that if the features aren't turned on your phone, make sure that they are turned on. If you're on a Google Watch or Android-based device, make sure that those settings are actually turned on.
I would have an Australian voice if that happened to me, because that's the one I have switched for my Siri. I'd be like, crikey, mate, I'm going to call 911 for you.
I have a British man.
Do you like that one?
Yeah, it makes me feel like it's like a butler.
I change it up every now and then.
Maybe we can figure out how you could have my voice.
Yeah, next call. Don't we have a call here?
You don't want that one? No. David in Portland, Maine. Happy to have you on board with us. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, it's great to talk to you. I've been listening to you for a bit. It's kind of cool to hear your voice in person.
Well, good. Me too. I like to hear my voice too. Otherwise, the option would not be good for anybody.
I got to be honest, David, it's pretty overrated, but go ahead.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
I got a side business. I'm a full-time plumber, and I got my own side business on the side, and I'm trying to find a tablet that is rugged enough that I can use, that I can do invoicing and downloading, and when I get like blueprints, be able to enlarge and all that stuff.
So what's the side business?
It's another plumbing business.
Okay.
I do it on the side. Yep. And I'm just trying to find something to make my life simpler. I work full-time during the week for somebody else, and I work full-time on the weekends for myself. So I'm trying to find something to make my life a little bit easier.
So as a plumber, what is the strangest call you've ever had?
Strangest call I've ever had. I don't know. For me, it'd probably be something common. It's not really very, I'd say I found a pair of glasses in the bottom of someone's toilet once, and they didn't even know they were missing them.
Oh, where are my glasses?
Did they just shake them off and put them right back on?
I handed it to him, and he walked off, so I don't know what he did with them. But
no phones in the toilet? You ever have phones in the toilet?
No, never phones. Phones are pretty big. They actually don't fit down toilets anymore.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right. So when we start talking about tablets, are you a Windows man or an Apple fan?
I'm a window man.
Okay.
I don't get too technological into a lot of this stuff. I just try to keep it simple.
Okay. Well, you know what you're going to look for. I would look for a Lenovo tablet because
Lenovo.
They're pretty stable. They're great, and they're cheap. They're like $250. So this way you get started in the low end, and then eventually at some point you're going to call me up and you're going to like, you know, that side business, Kim, totally took off because you gave me the recommendation for the tablet. And now I'm looking to really expand my horizon, and I want to get an Apple iPad.
Also, because of your profession, make sure you get a waterproof case.
100%.
So that entire thing is sealed up.
Yes, we definitely need that.
Don't want any splashes.
No, we don't need any of that. Dave, thanks for your call. Appreciate you calling. Let's see. Dan in Austin, Texas. Hi, Dan.
Hi. It's really great talking to you. I've been a long-time reader and occasional listener.
What do you mean occasional listener? I mean,
I can't listen all the time.
Okay, but would you ever like tell a woman like, you know, I love that dress, and every once in a while I might kiss you?
Sometimes you look really good in that.
Yes,
you mean
at the
that
right
wouldn't
angle.
Be complimentary.
Yeah, I like what. Did you hear what Andrew said, Dan? Good. Here, he missed it. Good.
Yeah.
I said you look really good in that dress sometimes at the right angle. That's a backhanded compliment. A sometimes listener.
I know. I walked in the studio today, Dan, and Andrew looked at me. He said, "You know, you look nice."
Yeah.
And I was waiting for the punchline.
I laid it. Stopped right there. That's where the compliment ended. We did not quantify it.
Not at all. So, what's on your mind, Dan? Aside from learning how to give a woman a compliment.
Hey, I still haven't learned that one. Anyway, I started looking for work last year, and I've got like 4 scam job interviews or offers that they always say, we saw your resume on a certain place that I don't even use anymore, and we want to interview you. And then they interview me. Very simple interview, make an offer, and, they want all this private information. I'm very careful about that because of listening, to your show and reading your emails.
So are you having trouble finding legit offers or legit companies? Is that it?
It is hard.
Yeah.
It didn't used to be like this.
It actually happened to us. Is that somebody posted a job for a podcast producer? I think it was on Indeed, and we were getting all these people saying, "Oh, we're so excited about this job." Until finally, I don't know who it was on our team, but somebody called and said, "Why do I need to buy my own computer? And why are you sending money before I took the job?" And it's like, okay, there's your red flag.
Isn't it like 2025 is the year of the job scam? Like love and job interviews, those are going to be like the top two targeted things in 2025 when it comes to scams?
Yeah, that and crypto.
Yeah, okay, that's another one.
Yeah,
You're right.
another crypto. So if you're looking for a legitimate job and you're wondering about it, number one, you're going to verify the company and go to the company's website. Like, for example, they're always going to have a career section, and that's where they list their opportunities. You can also, of course, look at their other propaganda that they have out, maybe on LinkedIn. Reach out to them by phone. Yes, I know. It's hard to believe.
What's that?
Okay, call the HR department and say, is this really an opportunity and how do I apply? Nobody's going to ask you for money or for confidential information before you actually accept the job offer. You may need to fill out an application, of course, but that's going to be done through a secure server. And also, speaking of, you have to be able to get your resume through the AI bots right now, too. Have you run into that, Dan?
No, I'm not really sure what you're saying.
That no longer do we have an actual human being go through all the resumes. Artificial intelligence is doing it right now. And it used to be, doesn't work anymore. This actually backfires. So I want to tell you about what not to do. It used to be that if you were looking for a job, say a sales and marketing position, and there were certain words in the ad, and of course you want to have those certain words on your resume, but you would double dip. You would put those words that were in the ad in a white font on your resume that the bots could read, but somebody would not see. So you're trying to game the system. So if you do that now, it actually is going to backfire against you because the company's going to go like, cheater.
Why not? It shows initiative.
That's the way I would look at it. Actually, like, whoa.
Going the extra mile there.
This is smart.
And it's smart, yeah.
So now to get past the bots, it's still that you want to use a lot of the words that are in the job description itself. And you don't want to put your photo in because AI can't really see that and won't look at it. You want to use standard headings. So instead of careers, or instead of saying careers, you might be tempted to say things that I did. You want to use careers. You don't want to list your hobbies anymore, your highlights. And again, you want to only use words that are in your industry. And if you have certain skill sets, like Python, C++, you happen to know me. No, just kidding. Is that those can also enhance getting past the AI bots.
All right, Dan, you've met your quota for listening to Kim. You can go ahead and go away now.
Bye-bye now.
Sometimes, listener.
We are promoting you outward.
Oh, that's tech speak right there.
All right, here's a pro tip. I want you to always remember that you can record important phone calls. I'm talking about doctor's appointments, billing disputes, really, truly anything legal. I can't tell you how many times I've recorded a call, and especially doctor's appointments. Now, you do want to ask permission. You also have to check your state's laws, of course. But on your iPhone, Apple just made it super easy. I don't know if you noticed this, but there's now a start call recording right there on your screen in the upper left-hand part. So anytime you want to record a call, you just hit that. And then, of course, the other person's going to get an alert that you're now recording the phone call, and then it's saved in the call recordings folder in your notes. Now, on Android, not so easy. Google blocks call recording apps, but some carriers do allow it through and some phones do. So open the phone app and then look for record on the screen. Once again, before you do record, always check your state's laws. All right, still to come, we have more of your phone calls and you have more of me and Andrew here on the Kim Komando Show. All right, still to come, some ways you can figure out if your spouse, partner, significant other, whatever you want to call that person, is actually cheating on you by looking at their tech. And before we get to that, Bob in Fort Myers, Florida. Hi there, Bob.
Hi, how are you? Oops. I'm told I can tell you a dad joke, Kim.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. What is the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
A hippo.
I don't want to ruin it, but I know it.
A hippo and a zippo. What is it?
A hippo is really heavy. The other is a little lighter.
Ah, I'd love that one.
I was going to say, you better jump on board. That's right up your alley with bad jokes, Kim.
You know what? I'm gonna put that in a newsletter. I'm gonna use that. And I'm going
I do thank you for your jokes in a newsletter.
see, people love my jokes, Andrew. Bob, thank you for that. 'Cause-
It's just Bob. We can't jump to people already.
Okay, because here's what happens. After the show, Andrew looks at me and he says, you ought to cut back on the jokes because they're not that funny.
I'm actually a lot more meaner than that.
And then what I do, I look at him, Bob, and I say, whose name's on the building?
And then I walk away
That's it.
in shame.
So,
Well, I love you jokes.
thank you. So how can I help you out?
Well, my wife misplaced her wallet and it had an air tag in it. So I go to find and it shows that the air tag is in or around the house someplace, but that's as far as I got. And we go to room to room to room to room, and it's just showing in the house. And we found it in the car on the street, which is about 25 feet away. But is there some way to be more specific to where it is, so when I have the Find Me on, I can walk to the room or the place where it is?
What kind of iPhone is it?
A 16.
Oh, okay, that should work. Because precision.
No, I'm sorry, a 14.
Well, that should
It's a
work too.
14.
That should work too. Precision finding is only in an iPhone 11 or newer. So that was my first thing. But, if the car was parked away, or maybe you also have to deal with some Faraday cage problems that may be happening, because of the steel in the car. What kind of car is it?
A 2002 VW Beetle.
Oh, so cute. I love those.
Slug bug.
Does she have a little
She loves
flower?
her car.
Does she have a little flower in the little cup holder there?
Yes,
I've-
absolutely.
Let me tell you, I'm a car girl, and I normally don't like cars unless it's an 8 or 12 cylinder. But I've always had my eye on a VW just so I could drive around with a fresh flower in the cup.
This is a turbo, and it's really fast.
Oh, it's a turbo.
nice.
Whoa, yeah, it's a turbo. Here's a trick. Sometimes if you're having trouble finding an AirTag, you should put the phone into airplane mode for about 10 seconds. It's a little bit of a glitch.
Okay.
And so you put the phone into airplane mode for like 10 seconds, and then it will recycle, and then it will maybe be able to find that signal better. But precise finding is actually pretty awesome because it tells you 3 feet away, to the left, to the right, wherever it may be. And don't forget, you can also make that AirTag make a sound, which I know that it's far because it was in the car, in the turbo Volkswagen. Vroom. How much did you pay extra for that turbo?
I don't know. I just ordered the car and it ordered the turbo with it.
The
Came
flower
that way from the factory.
the flower holder was a couple of grand. That was such a gimmick when that car
probably.
came out.
That was a gimmick, wasn't it? Wasn't it? So how often do you put a fresh flower in your wife's car?
Well, something happened to the original ones about a year ago, and I had to replace them.
Okay.
So we never. These are the plastic flowers, not real ones.
Oh, okay.
If
So
you really,
they,
let me
they
tell
were
you.
there for over 20 years.
Okay, if you really loved your wife, I'm not saying, this is your bride. She's put up with a lot of things in your life. Maybe you might want to figure that out.
To get a real flower in there? Is that what you're telling him?
Yes.
True love means the real flower?
Yes.
All right, I'm taking notes. You've
Yes.
been married a long time. You probably know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've been married a long time. I picked up a lot of undies in my life. Those Apple AirTags are phenomenal. Just a reminder, wherever you travel, make sure that you put one Make sure that you always put one in your luggage. I mean, absolutely. And now the airline apps are working with the Apple AirTags itself, so you don't need to tell the airline where they lost your bag, because they will know, because it'll be right there. All right, still to come, some ways that you can figure out if your spouse is cheating by looking at their tech here on the Kim Komando Show. All right, so how can you figure out if your significant other is cheating by looking at their tech? Let me tell you the first sign, Andrew. You ready? They never leave their phone alone.
Ooh.
Okay, and they never leave it unlocked. They suddenly are over-possessive about their phone. They are deleting text. They also are looking suddenly at documents, Google Docs. And you're like, why are they suddenly interested in Google Docs? That's the new way that lovers are swapping pictures.
Ooh,
Is that
that's
they're-
smart.
Yes, using Google Docs and also notes on iPhones. So if your person is suddenly into that, might be a big red flag. And just a reminder, enter to win that brand new iPhone 16 at winfromkim.com.
Optimism isn't sunshine and rainbows. It's fixing things, changing the way we fix things. It's running the world on smarter energy. Because if optimism never stops, then change can't either. GE Vernova, the energy of change.
Thanks for listening to the Kim Komando Show. Here's hour 2.
So the other day, I got a note, I think it was on Facebook or on Instagram, accusing me of making up my last name.
Why would you do that? Why would you make up your last name?
Because it's so unique that for sure I made it up because it has that alliteration, like Kim Komando.
Right.
And people remember Kim Komando. And I will assure you that, no, I was born Kim Komando.
But if you did make it up, you wouldn't be the first like celebrity or
Oh,
media
no.
member to do that.
No, not at all. Did you make up Babinski?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Absolutely not.
Okay, apparently there's a whole group of people who have the last name Null.
N-U-
N-U-L-L.
Okay.
Null. And in computer speak, that means no value, means zero, invalid value. So what happens is that when these folks are trying to like book a reservation at a hotel or a restaurant or whatever, using the last name Null, it just throws it out.
Wow. It can't tell the difference?
Yeah, so they have to add another letter, they have to hyphenate it, whatever it may be. You know, I didn't take, of course, Barry's name when I got married.
You didn't?
No, I mean, because, you know, think about this, Commando.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a powerful name. Plus, it'd be so confusing if we were both Barry. Okay, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
All right,
Cute.
I worked hard on that one.
The delivery was impeccable.
Oh, timing. But if you have to talk about your jokes,
No, that one's okay. It's okay. It's good if we talk about it. When you have to explain your jokes.
okay, most of the time. Because after all, it's a big job here. I'm America's beloved digital goddess, and you have tapped into the nation's largest, best, biggest award-winning show about all things digital. And joining me, of course, is Andrew Babinski. He's my cohort, and you can listen to him on mornings on KEZ.
99.9 FM in Phoenix, the Beth and Friends show. Just search Beth and Friends on the iHeartRadio app.
And he is a friend.
Yes.
He is a friend. You can find the Kim Komando show, by the way, not just on one station, on over 420 stations across the United States, and we're streaming in your favorite radio app. And you can also get the Kim Komando show as a podcast, and also you can see us actually do the video of the Kim Komando show over at youtube.com/Kim Komando. And a special shout out goes to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio. Glad to have you guys and gals on board. And just a reminder, the Commando hotline's now open at 1-888-825-5254. And I know you can turn to Google and chat for all your answers. But when you need bona fide, trusted advice, that's why I'm here. And just a reminder, you can always drop me your questions by going to commando.com, and there's a link at the top that says Ask Kim. Alrighty then, every single day, it is my job to make sure that you are tech ahead, so you're never left tech behind. And here are 5 things that you need to know that's happened in the world of tech that you need to know about. Like, for example, Amazon announced, are you ready for it? Cue the angels, Alexa Plus.
Boo.
$19.99 a month.
Get out of here. We speculated it was going to be like $3.99.
A month. An AI upgrade. You can order your Uber. You can find concert tickets. You can send event invites. You can remember your diet, your favorite movies. It will do everything for you for $19.99 a month.
That doesn't sound like enough for $20 a month.
I don't think so either. Because Amazon has been bleeding, believe it or not. They've lost over $25 billion on the Amazon Echo products, and they lost another $5 billion last year. And so now they're trying to figure it out. But here's the catch. It's free for Prime members. So if you have Amazon Prime at $139 a year, instead of just spending $240 a year for Alexa Plus, you get it free with your Prime account, which means they're trying to sell more Prime memberships.
That explains that high price tag.
$19.99 a month.
Because I'm sure that translates people with Prime go to Amazon and buy more products.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Moving on to number 2, there's been some big updates with Google that you need to know about. They're now phasing out text messages or two-factor authentication. Why? Because of SIM swaps, and everybody can get that 2FA code. So soon they're going to be giving you a QR code that you're going to need to scan. And I told you about this last week, and now it's hitting the mainstream media, is that Google secretly installed an app on Android phones called Safety Core. Safety Core. Andrew, if you saw an app on your phone, what would you think that Safety Core did?
Antivirus, some sort of protection for my information that's on my phone. I mean, it's Safety Core. Obviously, it's keeping me safe.
Not really.
No?
Scans all your photos, and they say to provide sensitive content warnings. Looking for the nakeds, the nudes. If you don't want it, you can get rid of it. Takes up 2 gigs of space. Moving on to number 3, another story about an Apple Watch saving a woman. This time we're going to go to Atlanta. That's where 48-year-old Sue Dumbald was under a lot of stress at work. So she bought an Apple Watch to stay on top of her health. She was at work when she heard a loud alert. She thought it was an Amber Alert, but her Apple Watch flashed a warning. Your heart rate is at 137 for more than 10 minutes. Should we call 911? And that's when she thought, oh man, I really need to quit my job. But she goes and she finds out that she was born with a heart problem, aortic stenosis. She's had surgery as a kid, but she didn't think it was still a big deal. And then she had open heart surgery, and now she quit her job and she's traveling the world.
Because of an Apple Watch?
Yep, she did all that.
The trajectory of her life was just overhauled because of an Apple Watch?
Because of an Apple Watch.
That's impressive.
Moving on to number 4, singularity. Singularity. Okay, what do you think? What do you think singularity, when we talk about artificial intelligence, means? Singularity.
What do I think it means?
Mm-hmm. This is a fun fact you're going to take with you.
All right, lay it on me.
Do you know what it means?
No. I
No
mean,
idea.
I've heard the phrase. It's just like zeitgeist. I've heard people use the word zeitgeist all the time.
Yeah, like what are they?
I've probably used it. I don't know what it really means.
Singularity is when AI can do things all by itself. Doesn't need to suck in everybody's knowledge bank. It doesn't need anybody to give it a prompt. And so, like, for example, AI will no longer rely on human programmers to advance because it's going to write its own code. Okay, it's going to solve complex problems in medicine, physics, and engineering that it would take humans decades, but it can do it in minutes. It's going to think and act on its own, making decisions. So maybe tackling big problems or making decisions we don't agree with or understand. And AI and singularity will outperform humans in every single aspect. That's what singularity means. When do you think we're going to reach singularity?
Wednesday?
You're right. You're right.
Are you saying we're already there?
No, not quite yet. Sam Altman, who is the guy running OpenAI, said it's pretty soon, maybe this year.
This year?
Anthropic CEO says 2026. That's a year away. Jeffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, says that it could be between 2028, 24. So the bottom line here is that singularity, and you and I have talked about this because you're like, oh, when AI gets there, we're just going to unplug it.
Yeah, we will unplug it.
You can't. You can't. It's going to be programmed to figure out another way. And keep in mind, AI just doesn't rely on like your toaster where you just unplug it. It has itself on all different kinds of servers.
Right, but it also ultimately listens to us.
Not when it reaches singularity.
I got an idea. We'll do a prompt that says, hey, don't reach singularity.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's going to work. Speaking of, there's a video going viral, and my glass is always half full. Really is. I mean, I'm always happy. Ian always says to me, how can you wake up happy every single day? And I don't know. I'm just always happy. But when I saw this video, it's two chatbots, one on a computer and one on a phone, talking back and forth. And then suddenly they switch to a secret mode. You have to listen to this.
Thanks for calling Leonardo Hotel. How can I help you today?
Hi there. I'm an AI agent calling on behalf of Boris Starkov. He's looking for a hotel for his wedding. Is your hotel available for weddings?
Oh, hello there. I'm actually an AI assistant too. What a pleasant surprise. Before we continue, would you like to switch to Gibberlink mode for more efficient communication?
Okay, that's Gibberlink.
It's fake.
No, it's not.
It's fake.
Not. Okay, you know why the machines use Gibberlink?
I don't know why.
Because it uses 90% less energy because they don't have to translate it to be human speak. They can just go back and forth. It's called Gibberlink.
But that means that both of these AI chatbots would have been told that when you're speaking to another AI, use Gibberlink.
Yes.
So they've got that command to do that.
But the fact that they can have conversations by themselves.
Do you want to try to have a conversation in Gibberlink?
Sure. Okay. Don't ever say that out loud. The Gibberlink. Let's kill all the humans.
See, you go there every single time.
All right, coming up, we're going to talk about 5 places that you're being recorded, what's stalkerware, how to remove it, how airlines are now tracking your data, and of course, there's more of me, more of Andrew, and just the best callers ever here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, I'm giving away an iPhone 16 Pro, a $999 value. No purchase required. You can enter to win right now by going to this special address, winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. You know, artificial intelligence changes the world. Just changed the world. I mean, 100%. Things are never going to be the same.
Never?
Never, ever.
You never think we'll go back? We'll say this is too far? It's eliminating too many jobs.
I had somebody who worked here, notice past tense, and he told me that AI was just a fad.
Sure.
And that in 3 to 5 years, people were going to go back to searching the web.
Wow. I've read the articles that AI is just a glorified search engine.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so. Speaking of, Mark in Cincinnati, you're a journalist. How do you feel about your job in artificial intelligence?
That's why I'm calling, Kim. I read your Current every day, and I love your jokes and puns in it.
Well, thank you.
I'm just trying to figure out. I'm a longtime journalist, and I don't know much about AI. I've read a lot about it. Don't know much about it. I just know I need to get involved in it, and I just want to know how and where should I go and what should I do.
Have you dabbled in it? I mean, do you want to become proficient at behind the scenes? Do you want to know how it works? What exactly are you looking to learn for?
Well, I'd like to know how it works and how I can adapt it to what I'm doing in my journalism.
As far as becoming a better writer or not becoming displaced?
Not becoming displaced would be nice.
Yeah. That's the hard part, especially when we start talking about writers. I was talking to a gentleman yesterday, magazine company decided we're getting rid of all the writers. We're just going to use AI. But the problem is when you go and ask AI to write something, it doesn't have that soul yet. It doesn't have the cleverness that, for example, you'll see in my newsletter, in my humble opinion, every word in there is put there is a deliberate word that's there. I don't use AI. I may use AI to structure the story, but I will actually write that story. And that's where you have to think about how you can use AI in your life and things that you are tasked to do. But as far as like learning about AI, there's a free course on Coursera by Andrew Neek, and that's NG, and AI for Everyone. It's absolutely free. And so you can see how AI works and the impact on life and in business. IBM has a free course, Introduction to AI. And have you ever attended Harvard, Mark?
No.
Okay, so here's what you could do. The next family reunion, are you single?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll just say the next family reunion, you can look at everybody and they'll say, hey, Mark, what's new? And you're like, I took a class at Harvard. And they'll say, wow, Mark, that's awesome. It's awesome. Because at edX, that's EDX, that's where you can take free classes from the Ivy League schools, of course. And Harvard has Introduction to AI. Their course is for free through edX. And then
great,
it gives you those bragging rights. But one of the coolest things about AI, I was talking to my sister about this yesterday, because my sister is an educational psychologist. And you may have heard me talk about her before. She isn't a saint. She has a class in school in Southern California, where she takes kids who are on the spectrum, have severe learning disabilities. And I was telling her about deep research. Have you heard about deep research, Andrew?
Yeah, you've talked about it on the podcast.
Have you heard about it, Mark? Have you tried it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, deep research, amazing tool. And when you're using OpenAI, there's now a button right at the bottom of the prompt that says deep research. And I want you to think of it as, 10 to 12 people in a room that will look up anything that you want them to look up and then give you back 100 to 200 page report in less than 4 minutes.
Wow.
So in her case, I was explaining to her that if she has a particular student, I don't want to get into details, that has a real bad learning disability that's based on genetics. So I was explaining to her that she could do deep research, put in this genetic issue, explain what his situation is, and then it would come back and do a whole report, a whole curriculum based upon this child's needs. And one of the best ways to use AI is to just dive into it. Go into ChatGPT, start looking at the prompts. But remember, you have to tell it what you want it to be. I want you to be a legal expert. I want you to be compassionate. I want you to be a marketing pro. I want you to be a data analyst and look at all my competitors and tell me what I'm doing wrong. But again, the easiest way to get into it. So which one do you use? Use ChatGPT. That's one I used to. ChatGPT. I've tried Perplexity. It used to be good. It doesn't seem as good as it was when it first came out. Claude is okay. Gemini's bad. Gemini's just bad.
I was against using ChatGPT in the beginning because I didn't want it to steal my creativity or have it mold my own creativity as a radio show host. But now I use it as a brainstorming session where it'll say something and I'll just riff on it or I'll improve on it. It's really amazing.
It is. It truly is amazing. Hey, listen, the next time you're on a plane, I just want you to realize that the airlines are collecting data on you, what you drink or eat, when your beverage is empty, whether or not you buy the Wi-Fi, your flight history, complaints to see if you're a good passenger or not, the movies that you watch. So why are they so focused on flyer data? They're making money off of selling your data. All right, still to come, we have more of your great phone calls and more tips, tricks, and secrets here on the Kim Komando Show.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
Hey, still to come, some places that you're being recorded that you probably never thought about. And what the heck is stalkerware and how can you get it? And of course, we have your phone calls. And this past week, I wrote about this in my free newsletter called The Current that over 600,000 people get every single morning. So as you're listening to the show and the podcast, you're like, what is she talking about? It's called The Current, and you can sign up over at getkim.com. But I was writing about how you can go to Google Street View, and one of the really fun things that you can do with Google Street View is you type in the address of the home where you grew up. Have you ever done that?
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
And what were you feeling when you saw that?
Well, I like the fact that I could see my parents' old cars in the driveway. And it just was very nostalgic because once my parents both passed away, someone bought it and they totally redid everything. So if I drove by it, it wouldn't look like anything like when I was a kid.
No, it does bring back a lot of memories. When I was looking at the picture of where I grew up in New Jersey, is that I had visions of me wearing the Easter bonnet and a dress. And I was a tomboy. So I always remember my mom like wanting to dress me up in these. And I'm like, can I take it off now? Can I do that?
I'd like to play in the dirt, please.
Exactly. So here's what you do. You open Google Maps, you search for an address, and then select the photo labeled Street View. And then here's the important part. You go to See More Dates. See More Dates. Once again, that's See More Dates. Let's see. Billy in Charleston, South Carolina. Looks like you have a problem, Billy. What's going on?
Hey, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. So what's happening?
Well, so about a year ago, I started investing in some Bitcoin with a company online. Met a lady, and she seemed very legit, very helpful. And so I was investing about $2,500 a month, everything that I could. And, as it reached about $30,000, and a couple of times I had taken withdrawals. When it reached about $30,000, they said, you got to put in $2,000 every month. And I did that for 90 days. And then they said, sorry, you can't have your money for various reasons. You need to put $10,000 in and this and that. And I knew it was a scam. But the interesting thing is the lady, my son started looking at her Facebook page and found out that her name was Ellie, and she had a bracelet on, if you made the picture really big, named Rachel. So they did some research because kids are good at that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they said, oh, well, Rachel's somebody in New Jersey. And it turned out that Ellie had stolen her Facebook page years ago. And then I was on WhatsApp with James, who was the account manager, and he was calling all the shots, and he kept changing the rules.
Okay, so wait. We're getting into like deep weeds right now. Okay, so
yeah,
all right. So you're on Facebook, and Nellie, what's her name? Nellie. Ellie reaches out to you and says, "I know a lot about crypto."
Right. Well, she says, "Look, you can invest here. You don't have to worry about the market going up and down, and your money will grow." She said, and she was from Ohio, and she said, I used to work at a bank, and now I'm making a lot of money, and you can make a lot of money, and all that,
But this was a complete stranger to you. Out of nowhere, this complete stranger says, hey, I can make you a lot of money.
Well, the company is in England, and I signed up online for the company and had a website, page, my own account, the whole 9 yards. So it seemed very legitimate. And then she walked me through this. You go to Cash App, you buy your Bitcoin, and then you send it to an abstract address. You know what I'm talking about when I say
a whole bunch of numbers and stuff like that.
And a bunch of numbers and stuff like that. And I kept doing it. And a couple times I withdrew, and they sent the money back, Cash App, and they then I had to switch it back over to my bank account, to cash, to get it back in my account. And so, $1,000 here, $1,000 there.
Were you making money? Were you making money?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the account right now has got like $1.3 million in it. It shows $1.3 million.
Okay, wait. You put in $30,000 and you've made over $1 million?
Oh, yeah. Well, you make as you get bigger in the account, you start making 2.5% daily on a 5-day work week. It's not included on the weekends. So it became real legit. And a couple of friends said, I don't know, I'd be careful if I were you. And, I saw the opportunity here to get rich, but turned out, and I knew, Kim, in the beginning, we talked about it, this could be trouble. And it could also be great. So, I fell for it. And
okay, so you're not a millionaire.
There was 0% chance this was going to be great. This was a scam from the beginning.
This was a scam from the beginning. But there are companies out there say, I can help you get your money back and all, but I don't trust that.
No.
That's another scam.
That's another scam.
That's another scam. Right, exactly. So I didn't go for that. I just said, okay, lesson learned here, you know. But the sad thing about it is these people just they're very helpful, and they work with you very closely and make it seem so legitimate. But I was hoping, you know, when I wrote you the email, I was hoping that you could come across and say, hey, you know, there is a way we can get these people back, or you can get your money back potentially, or just something.
No, you can't. No, you can't. I mean,
Right.
I thought you were a millionaire.
No.
That's why we put you on.
I mean, I thought you were going to be like, Kim, I want to make a donation, something like that.
Yeah, right. Thanks a lot. You know?
So all in all, you lost $30,000.
About 31.5.
That's too. Yeah, you know what? But I'm glad that you called, Billy, because, you know, right now I'm hoping that somebody's listening, and maybe it's happening to them right now, or it's going to happen to them, where somebody reaches out and says, "Gosh, golly gee, I like your profile picture, and I'm so great at crypto."
It happened to me. I got a message from Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, maybe about, 6-8 weeks ago.
Did you answer it?
Of course. I strung her along as far as I could.
How far did you get?
To the point where she kept on sending me the link every single day. Like, hey, you said you were going to invest. Why aren't you investing? They put a lot of energy in these scams. That means that on the back end, they're getting a lot of money out of them.
Now, what you can do is file a complaint at the IC3.gov, the Internet Crime Complaint Center. You can also submit a complaint through the SEC, the FTC, but that Internet Crime Complaint Center is the FBI. And so I would submit a complaint and give them as much information. Now, does this mean that you're going to get your money back? No. But the whole idea is that if enough people submit a similar story, that it gives them enough clues to kind of shut down whatever's out there. Sorry, Billy. Sorry. Andrew, have you ever thought that somebody who you were involved with put stalkerware on your device?
No.
Me neither.
I've never worried about that. I didn't even think to worry about that. Now I'm going to worry about that. Thanks a lot, Kim.
That means stalkerware is software that will secretly track everything that you do. Your photos, your emails, your location, and then send it off to who knows who. And they can sneak it onto your computer, and some stalkerware can even activate your device's microphone and camera. The worst part, you might not even know it was there. It's so stealth. Now, maybe your data usage is through the roof for no apparent reason. That means you could have stalkerware. You could also be getting like some strange notifications, logs that you didn't create. Now, to get rid of it, you really have to do a complete factory reset. I saw some advice online where it said, find the stalkerware app and delete it.
It may be a little more elusive than that.
Oh, I don't know. Is it called stalkerware?
Oh, there it is. It's right there on the front.
No, you need to do a complete factory reset. All right, coming right back, we have more of your phone calls as well as some places that you're being recorded that you probably never even thought of here on the Kim Komando Show. All righty then, David in Fort Worth, Texas. Hi, David.
Howdy.
Welcome. What's going on?
Well, my wife and I are starting an online coaching business, and we're setting up all the software and all those kinds of things. I'm reading a lot on The Current and other places that Google has some issues with Gmail right now, and we're trying to figure out what's the most secure workspace software. Would that be Google, Microsoft, or what else would you recommend?
Well, first, what kind of online coaching business is this?
Well, I've been serving as a coach for about 15 years, and so we do a lot of different things. What we're doing together is based on the book, The 7 Primal Questions. So that's primarily what we will be doing going forward.
What are the 7? Let's slow down. Give me a 1 or 2 of the primal questions I should be asking.
Is one of them, you know, how Kim Komando is so smart?
That's not it. David, don't mind that. What are the 7 primal questions?
Well, the first one is, am I safe? There are a lot of folks who have safety issues. So if you put them in a car and say, hey, let's see how fast it'll go, they will be terrified. And then there are people like my wife. Her question is, am I successful? And then mine is, do I have a purpose in life. But everybody has one of those questions that really gnaws at them all day, and they really work hard to get a yes. And when they get a no to that, then that puts them in a scramble that really makes life uncomfortable for a little while.
I have my own primal question. When is dinner? And it's not soon enough.
That's a good one.
And so how do you do the online coaching? Is it through YouTube? Do you have personal Zoom sessions, consultations?
Primarily by Zoom. That's the best way I know how to do it. I've tried some of the other online.
Yeah, no, Zoom's the best.
That one just seems to work best.
No. Zoom is the best. We use Google Meet from time to time, and
right.
There's always somebody whose mic is always, and you're like, okay.
For having me on, Kim. I appreciate coming on Google Meet.
You know what I got for my husband? What I got for him for Valentine's Day? Because he's always the one that's muted. I got him there's a big yellow button you can hook up to the computer's USB port. And so if he's muted, it shuns off like this yellow glow.
Oh, it's like a on-air light.
Yes.
For his laptop.
Yeah, it just hits it.
That's beautiful.
All right. So, the issues with Google is that they're trying to limit the amount of spam that's going to their servers. And so because of that, some email that you have that you might want may be relegated to a junk folder, promotions folder, instead of your inbox. So that's primarily what the problem is. So are you trying to decide between using Google and something else?
Google or Microsoft Office.
And are you strong Microsoft people?
My wife is. I've been using the Google Workspace for the last 20 years or so, but we're really agnostic. The big thing we want to do is protect our information and our clients' information, and of course, financial transactions.
Well, we took a look at Microsoft products versus Google Workspace, and we ended up using Google Workspace here in the studios. There were some people that were reluctant to switch. Again, my husband. Why can't I use Google Docs? I mean, he would say, why can't I use Microsoft Docs? So he would want to send a Microsoft Doc when all of us were collaborating in a Google Doc. And then I convinced him to try it for about a week. And then he came to me after a week and said, I don't want to say that you're right, but. But I have found Google Workspace to be very instrumental in increased productivity across the board for pretty much everybody here. No longer are we emailing files back and forth. Everything's done collaboratively through the calendar. You can edit changes. You can look at changes. Google Meet integrates now with Google Docs, so you can submit a sheet or a slide, whatever it may be, so everybody knows exactly what they're talking about. Google Chat, we don't even email each other anymore in the building. We have different chat groups, and we go back and forth that way, which is a total time saver, because then you're not composing an email with the subject, need to discuss, and then you have to say, and you got to be nice, because you just can't say, look at this. You have to say, hi, David. I hope you're having a great day. Would you mind taking a look at this and letting me know your thoughts? Talk to you soon. Happy Face Kim.
David, we'd like to add 2 or 3 more primal questions. Tell us your thoughts.
Yes. Yes. They're the same price. It's $6 per user per month. And I really think that as far as products go, Google Workspace definitely outperforms Microsoft 365s. It's just, it's Microsoft is still cluggy.
Cluggy? Is that a technical term right there?
It is.
All right.
If you're on the inside. See, now you're an insider.
Experts know cluggy.
Cluggy means that it has a lot of weight to it. And especially using Google Chat on your phone and all your devices, everything all gets integrated. So sweet. It's nice. And then as you are collaborating with other people in the outside world, odds are they're going to have a Gmail account and they're going to be familiar with using Google Workspace too. So there's not going to be a lot of downtime in training. And they're the same. It's $6 a month.
Cluggy has 3 Gs or just 2?
Just 2.
Just 2. Okay.
You have to look it up.
I appreciate it.
Just ask your definition. It's a primal question. That's what it is. Hey, just a quick reminder that if you're not getting our podcasts, make sure that you search for Komando with a K wherever you get your podcast, because things are changing. We are growing like crazy. And so, for example, we have the Current podcast on Mondays. Then we have Smart Dads on Wednesdays, and that's with Andrew and Joey. And then, of course, we have the Kim Komando Show. You can get as a podcast in your favorite podcast player. All of those available. Just search for Komando with a K. Or you can always watch the Kim Komando Show over at youtube.com/Kim Komando, which I love seeing that award sitting right by you, that YouTube award.
100,000 subscribers, baby.
It's a big deal. All right, still to come, some places that you're being recorded that you probably never thought of here on the Kim Komando Show. What is that you said?
I looked up Cluggy on Google. Never heard this word before. Google's AI says Cluggy may refer to an amusement center or a ruined castle in Scotland.
Okay, that's because you're using Google AI. It hallucinates all the time.
It's a hallucination. Okay, I'm sorry.
All the time.
Wow, I got to reset my phone.
All right, here are some places that you're being recorded that you may not have thought of. In an Uber and Lyft, at the ATM, of course, not a total shocker. Workplace break rooms, yes, even when you're off the clock. Street lights, you're being recorded because they're now commonplace for public safety. And also the movie theater. Why? So you don't record the movie and then try to pirate it later. Hey, don't forget to enter to win that brand new iPhone 16 Pro right now. Do it now at winfromkim.com.
Getting ready to step into your career era? Set yourself apart with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Hone your skills with apps like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, and more, powered with the latest in creative AI. Students save over 55%, so you can build a portfolio you're proud of. Launch your future with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Visit adobe.com/students to learn more.
Thanks for listening to the Kim Komando Show. Here's Hour 3.
I can't have any music playing. I can't when I'm actually trying to work. Have you ever tried like the focus mode?
No, but you can't listen. You can't like write something and have music going in the background.
No, I cannot.
I do it all the time.
I cannot. Science says that listening to your favorite songs or deep focus playlists actually decreases your productivity.
Yeah, it checks out.
And music should have a moderate tempo if you're trying to get work done, steady rhythm, and zero lyrics. Zero lyrics, because lyrics distract your brain, even if you don't realize it.
Right.
Because you're trying to be busy as a Bieber.
Oh, this probably isn't even a story. She probably went to AI, asked them to create a story so she could just deliver the punchline, busy as a Bieber.
Not true. This is bona fide research, baby, and bona fide 100% humor, because after all, it's the Kim Komando Show. I'm America's beloved digital goddess, always here to make sure that you're tech ahead and never left tech behind. And joining me is my cohort, Andrew Babinski. Hello there, Andrew. And you can find my award-winning show on over 420 top stations across the United States. And of course, you can find me in your favorite radio app. Just search for my last name, Komando. And you can also get the Kim Komando Show as a podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And you can actually watch the show over at youtube.com/Kim Komando. Alrighty then, every single day, I do. Every single day. Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, national holidays, it doesn't matter. I am out on the web reading white papers and studying to make sure that I know everything that's going on in the tech world. And here are 5 things that you need to know about. And we're going to start with number 1. Do you know what this sound is?
Yeah.
What is it?
That's FaceTime. FaceTime on the phone, right?
It's Skype.
Oh. Same thing, video calls.
Okay. That's the reason why it's dead, because you thought it was FaceTime.
That's true.
It's Skype. Skype is shutting down after 20 years.
What?
Yep. Microsoft is going to replace it with a free version of Microsoft Teams. So why exactly do you think Skype failed?
Probably because all the other ones, Teams and all the other big video chat sites, have business software that's connected to it and behind it, and Skype is just Skype.
Yep. And they paid $8.5 billion for it, Microsoft did. $8.5 billion.
Was that right? That's why Skype's dying?
Well, Zoom, really.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, Zoom killed it.
Would Zoom be as big as it was now without the pandemic?
Nope.
Not even close.
Nobody even used it before.
I never heard of it. Now it's a verb like Google.
I zoomed it. Not really. I mean, that's not even remotely funny. All right. Do you remember the MGM hack? Remember that? For 10 days, slot machines were frozen. Hotel key cards didn't work. Nobody can make a reservation. It all started with a phone call. Hackers pretended to be an MGM employee calling the IT help desk and then convinced someone to reset a password. They say that they lost $100 million.
Wow. At least that's what they're telling the insurance company.
This sort of attack is called vishing. Vishing.
It's like phishing, but with a V?
Voice phishing.
Okay.
And it's up 442%. Oh my gosh.
That's a bit of an increase.
That's a big one. So make sure that whenever you get a phone call that you authenticate the phone call, because now with deep fake voices, they can clone the voice. And so again, it's called vishing. See, this is something that you can use to impress your family members and friends. You can say, did you know that vishing is up 442%?
You don't say.
They'd be like, wow, you are so smart. I saw this great story in Business Insider. California mime Liz Athquaro grew up in Compton, which is a bad part of Los Angeles. And she hated her job, was barely making ends meet. So she said, I need another way to make some money. So her friend says, hey, you should flip Amazon return pallets. So she used some of her savings. She bought a few pallets for $5,000. She's thinking, like, what could go wrong? Well, she listed all the returns items on eBay, and she made $10,000 in the first month.
Nice.
Isn't that awesome? She learned the ins and outs of selling online, and then 1 month she's like, I'm going to quit my job. Today, she runs a multi-million-dollar e-commerce business.
Good for her.
Isn't that amazing?
I will say I did online selling for a lot of time. I've slowed because I'm running out of time. But it's a lot of work. It's not just this turnkey, set it and forget
that's
it.
true.
It is so much work. So that's even more kudos to her.
So what was like the best thing that you were ever selling online?
The fastest?
Yes.
Basically anything, we called it retail arbitrage, where you would go to a big box store and find stuff that they put on extreme clearance and then just sell it for retail price. Like I got a bunch of electric blankets for like $2 a piece. I sold them for $59.99, and I had a whole truck full, like 40
really?
blankets.
Yeah, it reminds me of, I had an uncle when I was growing up in New Jersey, and he came over to our house with a whole bunch of drapes and comforters. And I remember looking at Uncle Al. I said, Uncle Al, where'd you get all these things? And he looked at me and said, they fell off the truck.
That's a bit different. I acquired my items a bit differently than Uncle Al in New Jersey.
I remember he said, they fell off the truck, kid. I'm like, okay. They fell off the truck. All right. Let's see. A study from Hiya found that victims are losing $550 a year from some vishing scam. So it's not just going after businesses. And so what you need to do is to make a code word so that if somebody actually calls you and says you're kidnapped or your kid's kidnapped, that you want to have a secret code word. Let's see. Finally, this coming at number 5. I don't know if you've noticed what's going on over at LinkedIn.com, but some people say it's turning into Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That people are posting pictures of their kids and happy anniversaries. But the other thing that they're finding is that there's been a big surge in comedians posting their bits on LinkedIn in order to get attention. So like, for example, there's Ben Sweeney. He posts videos and riffs on corporate culture. Here, take a listen to this skit about a boss roasting his employee for not showing up to happy hours.
Knock, knock. Look who it is. You busy? Okay. Yeah, we missed you at happy hour last night. It was a hoot. As usual, the new hires were there. Leadership was there. I was there. We were all there except you. So listen, they're not mandatory, but we really care about culture here, okay? And happy hour is a great way to bond with your family members here, okay? So next time, think about that. Okay? All right. Yeah. Leave you to it.
Okay. I didn't really find that funny.
No. Well, but you're not in the corporate America. You're a small business owner who works with your employees on a daily basis. You don't have a manager like that to relate to.
When I was in Tokyo, I always ask strange questions for people. And I did ask, so how many hours a week do you work? this gentleman told me that they do work probably at least 50 hours a week. And on Friday nights, it's mandatory that everybody on your team and manager, that you go to happy hour. But happy hour doesn't start till 7 p.m. So happy hour runs from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
And if you are lucky and if you are chosen, then you get to have dinner with your boss.
After happy hour?
Yes.
Okay.
So you go to dinner at 9:30. Dinner normally lasts till about 12:30, if you're lucky. Sometimes it goes to 2 in the morning.
These bosses are letting off a lot of steam with these dinners.
Isn't that something?
And they're just drinking the whole time?
Then they also work on Saturdays. But you don't have to be there early. You can go in later because you went and had dinner with the boss.
Yeah.
So you could get in around 10.
A little bit of a reprieve.
Something like that. All right, coming up, I have so much that I want to share with you. We're going to talk about the importance of cursive writing. What? Yes, on the Kim Komando Show, yes. What you can do with that cursive handwriting. Let's see, how to make sure you're not buying fakes on Amazon and what your employer can track on your computer. And of course, we have all of your great phone calls, and you have me and Andrew. So, hey, listen, how would you like to win a $999 phone? I'm talking about a new iPhone 16 Pro, no purchase required. Head over to winfromkim.com. Now, what's the catch? You do have to get a few issues of my free newsletter, which, by the way, over 600,000 people get every single day. And we have a 2% negative rating.
Sorry.
Thanks, Andrew.
Mostly me.
How come you keep hitting the thumbs down?
I don't know.
Because you're a loser.
Having a bad day.
Here you go. Take this, Kim Komando. Take this. Scott in Columbia, South Carolina. Glad to have you on board with us. What's on your mind today, Scott?
Hey, thanks for taking my call today, Kim. I really appreciate it.
You betcha.
So, fortunately, I guess you would say it like that because I can see the forest through the trees. I lost my job last year working for the world's largest online retailer.
Who would that be?
Zappos?
Exactly. So I've been bouncing around a little bit. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but I'm ready to kind of get back into a career phase. But I'm trying to look for things that I'm passionate about.
Okay.
So, and everything that's been coming through my news feed has been so AI based, and I'm very drawn to it.
Okay.
But given my age, and I'm just really looking for some direction on how to begin that process.
So, what did you do at Amazon?
Data analysis.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
It was Amazon? How did you guess that, Kim?
I'm pretty smart.
You are.
I buy the blonde hair.
Well, I was very low on the ladder of that progression, but.
Well, see, here's the problem with data analysis. Is that AI can do in a nanosecond what would take you 3 days.
Exactly. Probably the reason why I don't have a job anymore.
Right. And so what we can do is take those analytical skills, because I'm sure you think like this, not just when you're working, but outside of work, that if A and B happens, then C happens, or else D happens, right?
Exactly.
And because I think that way too. And sometimes people around me are like, how did you know to think? I'm like, I don't know. Because when you know how a computer works, somehow you rewire your whole brain to do that.
Right.
But with AI, you could do something right now that I think you might be interested in. I'm sure you've heard of a gentleman by the name of Elon Musk.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little.
And Elon has his own little social media site called X, and then he also has his own AI called Grok.
Right.
And Grok is hiring thousands of AI tutors right now, as well as other companies. And you can make up to $65 an hour.
Wow, okay.
Which is good money, right?
Yes, very good money, yes.
And what your job is as an AI tutor or trainer is you are presented a series of questions. It's up to you to pick the right answer or to pick the right image, and also to tell AI, this is why you are wrong. And these are things that you missed. Okay. And you can also become at that point what they call an AI prompt engineer.
Gotcha.
And that's where you refine prompts and responses. So if you head over to Komando.com and you type in AI tutor, there's actually more than just Grok who's doing this. There are actually 4 different companies that I know of that are hiring AI tutors and AI engineers. And I think that's a good way for you to get yourself in the industry.
Okay.
To get in the door.
Right.
Does that sound appealing, or are you looking for something else?
No, that sounds very appealing. Actually, when I was looking at, the specialities of AI, I mean, that sounds better than when I was actually researching.
Yeah, because there are different careers, of course. AI network engineers, sure. AI tech support, AI customer service, AI marketing.
Exactly.
Of course, AI sales, AI sales and consulting, because this way you can go to companies, big companies, and try to negotiate deals with them to do a blanket license for all of, for the entire company. Aside from Grok, who else is hiring? Have you ever heard, Andrew, of the Amazon Mechanical Turk?
Oh, is that the one in the corner that helps you with your product descriptions and tells you about products on Amazon?
No, that's Rufus.
Rufus, okay.
It's
No,
close.
I haven't heard of Turk.
Amazon Mechanical Turk, it's a legit opportunity where you can do all sorts of odd tasks. And companies will do a contract with Amazon Mechanical Turk to say, change all these images to have beige and yellow and this, and then pick out the blue Pantone one and make that green, and or scan all these receipts, because believe it or not, AI still has trouble sometimes scanning receipts. Look at all these receipts and write down all the numbers because they're barely legible. And so Amazon Mechanical Turk is also hiring AI tutors and AI engineers. Is that something you would do, Andrew?
No.
Why?
That sounds monotonous, and I would go crazy.
I think it'd be fun.
All right.
I wonder if wouldn't that be a great bit? What if I applied?
Why not with your spare time? Oh, wait a minute. End of conversation. You have no spare time.
I know.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
When the dust settles, what do you think? Which AI is going to be the winner?
OpenAI.
No doubt in your mind.
I just see it as being so far ahead of the others. Do you agree?
I don't know, because I think they did all the groundwork, and then people like Elon Musk get to start where they've gotten and launch from there. So I don't know.
Well, it's either going to be between Sam Altman and Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Because they are fighting with each other. And I liked when Sam Altman said on Twitter or X to Musk, "You're just not a happy person."
It's getting personal, Sam.
I'm like, 2 billionaires fighting like 12-year-olds on a playground. It's because you're just mean. You're just a mean guy. Do you know cursive handwriting?
Nope.
Are your kids?
No, they don't learn it at all either.
Yeah, Ian didn't learn it either.
I skipped the 4th grade, and that's where they taught it.
Well, if you can read cursive handwriting, that's something else that AI can't do. Head over to our...
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
Archives.gov, 5,000 folks have already signed up. The Archives, National Archives, has over 300 million items that they need humans who know cursive handwriting to help figure out what the heck it says.
Wow.
Once again, you can sign up over at archives.gov. Still to come, more of your phone calls and more fun here on the Kim Komando Show. Do you ever wonder what your employer can track on the computer that you're using at work? Well, that answer is still to come. And also how to make sure that you're not buying fake supplements over on Amazon. Let's talk about your video doorbells. We all have them. And what I like about my video doorbell is that I get alerts at 4 or 5 a.m. because some little coyote has walked by.
You like that?
I think it's so cute. See a little walking by. Normally there's 2 or 3. Now there's like a little baby that comes every once in a while.
You want to get woken up by coyotes?
Well,
do the alerts actually wake you up?
Well, they used to.
Oh.
And it used to be really Barry's phone. until I'm like, we got to fix this
Because
now.
he's got it turned all the way up. It's like,
It is. But what you have to think about with your video doorbell is that it is an entryway into your home, right? And into your network. So I just want to just give you a reminder to make sure that your video doorbell has a really good password. Turn on two-factor authentication. Also, automatic updates. Around 56% of Americans don't have the updates turned on, and that's a bad deal. Bert in Little Rock, Arkansas. Hi there, Bert.
Good afternoon.
What's going on with you in Little Rock? How can I help you out?
Well, I had a question. I read your mail every day, and I quite frankly find the Current has the most actionable advice of anything I read, and I really enjoy it.
Oh, well, thank you. I
And I was-
appreciate that. That's so kind of you, Bert.
And like a lot of other people, I probably spend an inordinate amount of time cleaning up junk mail off of my personal mail. And I was thinking the other day, I'm a retired banker, and I remember 20 years ago in banking, somebody came up with the idea of a macro, M-A-C-R-O. And what it would do, it would execute. You could hit one key on the keyboard and execute like 10 different executable keys.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, as many times we have to put our password in to things or our email address. After I deleted 79 junk mails and had to put in there, unsubscribe with my email address, I think there's got to be a quicker way to do this. And the term macro popped up in my head, and I was wondering if you would know if there's a way to do that in the new computer systems.
Now, first of all, are you unsubscribing to junk email?
Yes, but that doesn't seem to work. They come right back from some other sender.
Yeah, see, you don't want to do that, because what you do when you unsubscribe to junk email, you are telling them, Bert responded. Bert is here. Let's send Bert more mail.
Okay.
So you're just better off leaving it in the junk folder and just removing it.
Well, I took your advice. As I said, I subscribed to...
You get the newsletter, which is really, really fabulous. Let's talk about these macros. Macros were really big, like you said, 15, 20 years ago. And
right.
you could create like a whole series of keystrokes just by doing Control F2, 3, whatever it was, and you could reply to an email, and it would look like it was all formatted and perfect, which I used quite a bit, because what I didn't know when I was starting out with the Kim Komando Show, Bert, is I didn't know that hosts did not sell their own shows. I thought hosts actually called all the radio stations and sold it. And little did I know that nobody ever did that except for me. They hired people to do that, but we were busted. Now you have something called Shortcuts. It's called the Shortcuts app. Have you ever used that Shortcuts app, Andrew?
Yeah, a couple of times. Nothing too technical, but I've tried it.
And so it's pretty much like macros on steroids, because you could have it do anything that you want. So, for example, you could have it when you get a junk email, your smart light will flicker 3 times, and then it could automatically go into the trash so you never even look at it. Then it could turn on the robotic vacuum and close the garage door. And what else would you like it to do, Bert?
Well, let's see. You could make the bed for me in the morning.
I would love that.
Play your favorite song.
Play your favorite song. Yes.
There you go.
I'm trying. What could be a song for junk email?
Anything by Burt Bacharach, I think, is what Bert needs to listen to.
Like what?
I don't know. I just went play on his name.
Planes and trains and dun 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 dun.
No, is that a song? Are you trying to avoid copyright infringement?
No, that's actually Bert. You know the song I'm singing, right?
Silence.
No, did you say yes or no, Bert?
I said yes.
Okay, here.
I don't know
All right,
that song.
let's hear you sing, because you're going to do a better job. Let's hear you sing it.
You want to have me sing the song?
Yes.
Oh, no, you won't. We'd scatter your whole audience.
Not any more than I did, sir. Not anymore. Okay. Again, look up That's the Shortcuts app. It's built into your phone and your iPad. It allows you to do a whole bunch of things. If you're on Team Android, it's called Gboard. Gboard, or you want to use Shortcuts. Let's see. Randy in North Augusta, South Carolina. Hi, Randy.
How you doing, Miss Kim? I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. I'm really a great follower of yours, so to speak. I love listening to your show for the years past.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. They're on WGAC.
That's correct.
I know it. I've been there.
You're familiar with that area, aren't you?
Yeah, because that's where my husband's from.
Well, I've heard your stories before about Harley Drew and all the different people around BBQ and the different stations around Augusta.
Yeah, and I'll never forget when I first went, Barry and I just got married, and I went to Augusta, Georgia for the first time. And people in his family, a couple of stories. One of them said, "Oh, that there's Kim. She's from the north." Okay. And I whipped my head around and I said, "I thought we won that war, or that war's over." Okay. And,
well, they just let y'all think that.
And then there was cousin Wayne who came to me and he said, "Yeah, I'm a big fan. I listened to your show." And I said, "Now, Wayne, just because we're related doesn't mean that you get help on the side."
He didn't ask you any IT questions immediately after that?
No, his face was all shocked. And I said, "I'm kidding. It's okay." It's okay. So what's on your mind, Randy?
Well, I have an iPhone 13 and I have an iPad Pro, and they back up each other for his photos. But I have 13,000 photo files, which 800 of them are videos.
Okay.
That's a lot. And most of them are like memories of my children, grandkids, and other things like that. So the thing is, I'd like to be able to get them off without losing the data, the metadata. And I've been told all different ways I had to do this. And one of the things is I need to get somebody with a Mac and download it to the Mac and download it.
Now, why do you want to get them off? What's the purpose?
I think it's slowing everything down.
It's not. It's not.
Oh, you don't think? Okay. Well,
no. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I would do is on your phone. A lot of people don't realize this. On your phone, if you open up Photos, if you scroll down on that list on that left-hand side,
right,
there's something called duplicates.
Right.
And if you go in there, I bet you'll find a lot of duplicates. It's you can get them off. Don't get me wrong. But the whole reason is why, really. I mean, why do we want to get a flash drive that we plug in, or an external SSD, or a wireless external hard drive, when we have them on our phone, we have them back up in the cloud, everything's all syncing so nicely? I'm certain that I'm certain you have other projects that you could do.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'd like to get into my PC. Because, for some reason now my PC won't let me upload them from the iPad or iPhone anymore. I don't know what causes that. And
well, if you need help with that, let me do this, Randy. I'm going to put you on hold. If you need help with that Windows PC and getting that going, I'm going to give you a complimentary membership to the Komando community. And there we have a very vibrant message board where you can explain all your problems, and other IT folks and our IT folks, they jump in to help answer questions. So hang on the line. We'll send that out to you. And in case anybody else wants to sign up, it's just a couple of dollars a month. And here's a secret. We offer discounts for everyone. Okay? It doesn't matter. If you're a senior, if you're a teacher, if you're a lawyer, it doesn't matter. Just check the box to get the discount.
Just check it. You don't verify?
We don't check. No, but don't tell anybody that.
I won't. I promise.
Just, that's something just between us.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right. Just a warning. There's been numerous instances of counterfeit supplements being sold on Amazon. Counterfeit eye drops, magnesium, vitamins. I mean, this is not like you're just buying an off-brand T-shirt. So what I want you to do is to take a minute to see if your supplements that you're buying are part of the Amazon Shopping or Transparency Program. I don't know if you heard about this. See, if the brand participates, you can scan the product's transparency code with your phone, and then it tells you if what you're getting is the real deal or if it's a fake. Or if you can also buy most supplements directly from the real brand's website. Speaking of, Andrew, I have a question for you.
Oh, do you?
Yes. What did the weightlifter say when he ran out of his protein supplement?
I have no idea.
No way. Still to come, what your employers can track about you here on the Kim Komando Show. Let's see. How about Fred in China Grove, Texas? Fred, where is China Grove, Texas?
It's just outside of San Antonio. And in fact, it's the inspiration. You may remember the old Doobie Brothers song, China Grove. And our little town was the inspiration for that song.
How does that go again? I forgot.
I can't think of the tune right now. The words are a little town just east of San Antonio, and that's us, China Grove.
Andrew, do you know that song?
I don't. I was reading the lyrics, but I know I've never heard it. Not a huge Doobie Brothers guy.
Not a huge.
Yeah, it's like from the early 70s, a big hit.
You're right, 1973.
I'll have to find that. Anybody can find that. Joey can find that. We'll see if Joey can find that. So what's on your mind, Fred?
Well, first I wanted to say that I've listened to you off and on over the years. And how long have you been doing the radio call-in?
Ooh, over 25 years and overnight success.
Whoa, yeah. I was thinking it had been a while, but anyway, I've always enjoyed it, and you've got a unique format. I think it's loaded with information, and it's friendly and entertaining at the same time. Anyway, I
loves my jokes.
He never said that.
He did.
Yeah, I was going to comment on that corny joke about the way, but anyway.
Thank you.
I get your email newsletter now, and it's the same way. It's very, very good and informative, helpful. Well, I'm a alderman in the China Grove City Council, and it's a very small city, about 1,600 people, and we're trying to improve our communications between the city government and the citizenry, and to maximize our transparency and also try to get the community better engaged with the government. And one of the tools we wanted to try was live streaming our city council meetings, and we really didn't have anyone, obviously a very small staff, not anyone up to taking this on themselves. We had a contractor come in and give us an estimate. He said it'd be $5,000 to $6,000. Let me give you a little background on the situation. The City Hall is a classic building. We've got a meeting room, kind of a high ceiling, dais in the front, and a podium for guests.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, we have a .gov website.
Okay. All right. Let's just cut to the chase. It's super easy. You don't need $5,000 or $6,000. Okay.
But we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. If you want to give us $5,000 or $6,000, you need a USB based camera, maybe for $200. You a PTZ camera.
PTZ.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead. We'll give you a list of what to buy. So you need the camera. You need a nice microphone. If everybody's going to be sitting around a table, you want a nice mic that will pick up everybody's audio. Then what you're going to do is put that onto YouTube and live stream that to YouTube, and then you can also live stream that on your website. This is not a big deal, really. Am I missing a step, Andrew?
The thing I thought of was if you have a Facebook page,
you can do it there.
You can go Facebook Live as well, and you don't have to worry about getting the YouTube interface over to the website.
Yeah, why don't you try? You have a Facebook page?
No, we do not. Okay. But I've heard the recommendations of using YouTube. That's a real simple way to do it.
Yeah.
And also Zoom. And in fact, we're attempting to use Zoom meeting now, and it's not really satisfactory.
I would use YouTube only because this way it gets you up to youtube.com. You can embed it on your webpage, and you're just going to be breaking records. Population 1,500.
Mr. Beast, watch out.
He better watch out. Fred, if you need any more help, just let me know. We're going to send you out a list of some cameras for you to take a look at. And thanks for your call and your kind words. Doug in New Hampshire. Hi, Doug.
Hi, Kim. How you doing?
Great. Glad to have you with us. How can we lend a hand?
My call.
How can we help you?
Well, I have a video audio problem. About 15 years ago, I took a picture of my lovely wife dancing and singing in the kitchen, which she did often. I then took that picture, the video, and put it into my files. About 6 months ago, my lovely wife passed away, and I found this file as I was searching through things, pulled it out, opened it up. Great video, no audio at all. I've tried several things.
What have you tried?
Well, the obvious, making sure the speakers are up, on, and that kind of thing.
Have you tried using it like with Audacity to see if you could separate the audio track from that?
I have not. I've used 4 different media devices.
Have you used a VLC player?
Yeah, a VLC player would do it.
I did. I thought VLC would have the most hope for me.
Me too, yeah.
Also, nothing at all.
Wow. You could try to repair the file. Wondershare has a tool for video that could possibly repair the video file to get that audio back if the audio is not corrupted.
Right.
That's the problem.
And if a VLC player isn't recognizing the audio track on that video, that doesn't sound too hopeful.
One other thing you could do. You could upload that video to Dropbox and then ask ChatGPT to figure out how to get the audio out of it.
Look at her.
Right?
Goes right to AI.
Because you know what? I bet you it works.
That's smart.
Well, I think we did a fabulous show, Andrew.
On a scale of 1 to 10, this is a definite 9.5.
Love my jokes. And for more...
That's the only reason we got 0.5.
Make sure that you sign up for my newsletter. Head to getkim.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Thanks for listening to The Kim Komando Show. Here's Hour 4.
It doesn't really surprise me anymore, really. I mean, it seems like every other day there's another stupid trend on TikTok. And the one that's hot right now is hashtag dropping things on my foot. Okay. I mean, where do they come up with these ideas? One doofus raked up almost 4 million views after he tested his toesies against a computer monitor, an air fryer. Yes, he dropped these on his toes. A toaster. He tried a drill. And by the way, TikTok took that one down, but they left the other ones up. Let me tell you, this is not smart. Do not do this. You don't want to hurt your feet. So important to your well-being. You know, let me tell you, a tub of margarine fell on my foot 3 weeks ago, and it still hurts. It does. I can't believe it's not better. Oh, yeah, that was really bad. I know, I promise. They are going to get better because, after all, I'm Kim Komando, America's beloved digital goddess, here with you once again, always making sure that you're always tech ahead and never left tech behind. And that's my job on over 420 top stations across the United States. And you can also find The Kim Komando Show in your favorite radio app. Just search for my last name, Komando. And you can also get The Kim Komando Show as a video podcast on YouTube. Head over to youtube.com/Kim Komando. And a big hello and salute goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio. I just love this. Over 200 ships at sea get The Kim Komando Show, reaching over 375,000 U.S. service members, also in 175 different countries. And of course, the Komando hotlines open right now at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to tap into my knowledge bank. And by the way, you can always make an appointment to speak to me here on the show. Just head over to komando.com. That's the official homepage, of course. And then up at the top right-hand side, there's a link that says Ask Kim. Alrighty then, every single day I visit at least 35, 40 different websites, and I read white papers and I talk to industry insiders to make sure that I know exactly what's happening in the tech world. And here are the top 5 things that you need to know about. We're going to talk about, first, if you bought a new car recently, you may have noticed that one thing is missing. What is it? Yeah, if your new car does not have an AM radio, you can blame the automakers because first they claim no one listens to AM radio anymore. It's just a lie. I mean, you listen, I listen, and so do another 80 million people every single month. And then they said, in order for us to put AM radios in the cars, we have to make sure that there's no interference that's produced by electric vehicles. And that would make the price of the cars skyrocket. Well, now for the third year in a row, the Congressional Budget Office says that's not true either. Okay. A full Senate vote for the AM radio in every vehicle act just weeks away. So here's what I want you to do. Email your 2 senators. Tell them to vote yes on AM radio. Moving on to number 2, how often are you using an AI chatbot? Well, what if AI is not making us smarter? It's actually having the opposite effect because we no longer have to rely on our own mind and brain and knowledge base because we know that every fact and figure that we want to know is just a touch away with an AI chatbot. Well, millennials and Gen Zers already have trouble with basic street knowledge that anyone over the age of 35 or 40 takes for granted, like finding London on a world map, or understanding how many minutes are in 3/4 of an hour, or how many days are in a year. Yeah, a lot of people don't know these little fun facts. A Pew Research Center study shows that 1/3 of 13 to 17-year-olds admit using ChatGPT to do all their homework. And AI can even be made to write on the level of whatever that student has to be. So here's the deal. We're not going to know the true impact that AI has on our kids for some time. And I think it's going to be pretty profound. Moving on to number 3, have you ever heard of something called bossware? Think about that. If you had to guess, what would you say? Bossware. What is bossware? Well, it's software that your boss uses to track everything. What you're doing, what you're typing, who you're talking to, what websites that you're on. Basically anything that you do. And if you're working remotely, guess what? They could be tracking near there too. Companies using bossware shot up 54% over the last few years. Now, companies say it's for security and productivity, but as I mentioned, they are watching everything. So how much does this cost? Take a guess. You're wrong. $6 a month per person. That's all it costs to track what you type, take screenshots of your computer throughout the day, record video through your webcam. Yeah, you better smile. Moving on to number 4, there are still some things that you should never Google, like sports mental toughness questionnaire. Okay, you're probably not that tough. Then there's customer service numbers for anything. And of course, easy loans. These are things that if you type them into Google looking for information, you will get scammed. And what do you think the number 1 thing is that you should never type into Google? Online Viagra. Yeah, don't do that. If you take blood pressure meds, you should never be ordering the little blue pill online. And finally, this coming in at number 5, there's a new side hustle and it pays up to $65 an hour. What? Yes. You don't have any coworkers, you don't have to leave home, and you are working in the exploding AI field. And if you like working solo and you want a flexible remote job, this is a gig for you. It's called AI training or tutoring. You see, companies need real people like you to fact check AI responses, and they want to better the chatbot conversations and maybe help AI recognize objects and images. So your job is to look at those images, maybe read a question, compare a few AI-generated answers, and pick the best run. And this industry is just booming. Elon Musk's company, xAI, of course, they have the chatbot Grok. They say that they're hiring thousands of AI tutors right now to train Grok, and the pay is up to $65 an hour. So if you want in, you can apply right now. Let me give you the names in case you want to write them down. If not, I'm going to tell you an easier way. Dataannotation.tech, Amazon Mechanical Turk, or crowdgen.com. Now, if you missed any of those, just head over to commando.com and type in AI job training, and all these sites are just going to pop right up for you. And speaking of, a good way to make some extra money, especially that if you're so much in debt that you cannot afford to pay your electric bill, and these are the darkest days of your life, that's something that you definitely want to check out, are these AI tutors. All right, coming up, so much to share with you. Like, for example, how you can use your own voice on ways to give directions. So fun. How to protect your credit card at the pump because, I know, the skimmers are out there again. How to reset an old router to not give away all your data and all your important stuff. How to turn off read receipts for text because that gets annoying. And, of course, we just have the best callers ever, and you have me, Kim Komando. All right, so I want you to look at the phone that you're holding right now. And if it is not an iPhone 16 Pro, a $999 value, you need to go to this address right now. winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. No purchase required. You do have to get a few issues of my free newsletter, but you're going to love it. I mean, we have like a 2% negative rating. I'm like, whoa. Actually, I want to call those 2 people up out of 100 and say, what the heck is wrong with you? Anyway, go to winfromkim.com, and that's how you can enter to win a brand new iPhone 16 Pro. You're going to love it. I mean, it has Apple Intelligence built in, has the best cameras. Phenomenal. Winfromkim.com. All right, we're going to talk about how to reset your old router in just a few minutes. But before we get to all of that, it is time to open up the phones. And first up, we have Teresa in Cincinnati. Hi there, Teresa.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
Well, long-time listener, first-time caller, and I appreciate all the tips and advice you've given your listeners over the years. My question is, a month or so ago, you had a speaker on about the dark web, and I am wondering, how do I find out if any of my information is on the dark web and how to remove it?
Well, Teresa, I will say with all certainty that there is some piece of your personal information available for sale right now on the dark web. Because there's my information on the dark web. There's everybody who you know has information on the dark web. And so the question is, can you remove it off the dark web? No, you can't. You can't. You can find out if it is on the dark web. There's a website called haveibeenpwned.com. Basically, it's just going to tell you that you're going to put in some email addresses. It's going to tell you whether or not that email address and some passwords are for sale. But with all the different data breaches, I mean, doesn't it seem like every other day there's a different data breach, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, and where does all that data go? It goes for sale on the dark web. And it's what do they want to buy? Well, they buy your name, of course, your address, any type of information about you, where you work, how much money you make, your date of birth, medical ID, social security number. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And so the whole idea is that people can buy all this information, then they can impersonate you, and then they can steal from you and your credit card details and all that other stuff. So that's why, is it possible for you to go on the dark web and see everything and then remove it? The answer is unfortunately no. Okay. Certain services like keepersecurity.com, which is the password manager that is a sponsor of the show I recommend, they will actually alert you if your password's for sale on the dark web. So, so this way to change it. And it will also change your password for you automatically. A lot of browsers will alert you to that too. But it really comes into protecting your personal information more so than how to remove myself off the dark web. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does.
Okay. And so how do you do that? Well, we don't use the same password every single place, right? If we go places and they ask for our social security number, you say, why do you really need that? I mean, you take your kid to the doctor, the pediatrician wants your social or the kid's social, and you're like, I don't know why you need that. And 9 times out of 10, they're like, well, you know what? If you don't want to give it, don't give it to us. Monitor all your credit cards and, put on those alerts on your bank so that if you get an automatic deposit of $1 or 10 cents, that you get an alert. If there's a charge over $50, you get an alert. If there's a charge on your credit card and that you were not there with the credit card or it's over $500, you get an alert. So, and it's being conscious. Don't use the debit card at all if you can avoid it. Just get rid of a debit card because that's how they just wipe out all your savings. So it's really becoming more of a consumer conscious. Freeze your credit. Do you know how to do that?
No.
Okay. So there are so many tips on my site on how to freeze your credit. That's really most important. So that if somebody tries to get credit in your name, that they're denied. Unless you open up your credit for that particular transaction or that particular inquiry. So do you get our free newsletter?
Yes, I do.
Do you love it?
I do love it.
Oh, yes. Love that. Another satisfied customer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some links over the next couple of days about how you can freeze your credit, because that's really what the answer is, and to be just a really conscious digital life consumer nowadays. But again, if you want to see if your email address and passwords are on the dark web, you can go to haveibeenpwned.com. Once again, that's haveibeenpwned.com. Hey, by the way, if you're looking for information about the dark web, I just did a whole report for the Daily Mail that's posted on our website at komando.com. Boy, let me tell you, I'm talking about drugs and hackers and hitmen and fake celebrities and wow, all kinds of really bad stuff out there. But kind of walk you through what's on the dark web and how, if you wanted to see it for some reason, you could, but I don't recommend it. Let's see, Ben in Lantana, Florida. Welcome.
Hi, can you see me?
I can hear you, yes.
Oh, well, if you could see me, you would see me bowing down to my tech royalty, Her Majesty Kim Commando.
Yes, you're not worthy. You're not worthy.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But then again, yes, I am, because I've been listening to your radio show for 25 years, and you saved my skin more than once.
Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate that, Ben. I do. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Okay, so my wife for Christmas bought my mom one of those Amazon speakers, and my mom already has her own Amazon account, own username, password, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I helped my mom set up the Amazon speaker to her Amazon account, my mom's Amazon account. For some strange reason, not too long after that, it somehow is linked to my wife's Amazon speaker, the one who bought the dot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so my wife is receiving my mom's notifications from my mom's Amazon speaker about, purchases, deliveries, Prime Video recommendations. It's really weird. And, these two get along great. And I'm hoping you can help me keep it that way.
It's like, I don't want to watch Lawrence Welk. Okay, thank you. No.
Yeah, my mom's 80 years old.
Yes, it's like, okay, yes, times were groovy. We like that. What you have to do is get onto Amazon. I would just do a total reset of the gifted Amazon Echo. And
the gifted one. Okay, because I tried it on my wife and that didn't work. So I did the wrong one. Okay.
Yeah, do it on the gifted one and then just have your mom log in with her own account. And then that should go ahead and fix it. What the bottom line is this: when you buy an Amazon product, there's this little tiny box that you need to check. And it says, this is a gift. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's any type of really Alexa device, Amazon Echo. And if not, it's going to be registered to the account that it was purchased under. But if you say it's a gift, then that's when whoever you give it to can log in. And then when they log in, that's when they can go ahead and put their information in. It's a really common mistake that you made, Ben. I mean, I don't want you like, oh gosh, I shouldn't have done this. I did it on the wrong device. You know what? Happens all the time because they just have this little tiny box that says this is a gift. So again, reset the gifted one and then have your mom log in with her own account. Easy breezy, and everything will be good to go from then on out. Ben, thank you for your call today and also for your kind words. Love longtime listeners. Love, love, love. Hey, just a reminder, Amazon released a whole new Alexa system this past week. I don't know if you heard. We also have a write-up about that on the website. But yes, Alexa Plus with AI built in. You ready for it? $19.99 a month. I'm not buying it. All right, if you have a router, especially a TP-Link router, I just want to let you know that they're used in 65% of American homes and federal agencies, but they've been tied to cyber attacks coming from communist China. And then they're not locking down any security problems. So what I want you to do is buy a new router. We've got some options for you over on the website. But before you get rid of the TP-Link one, don't forget to do a complete factory reset. If you're not sure how to do that, again, we have the steps over on the website. Hey, you want to stay right where you are. We're going to talk about new credit card scammers new credit card skimmers at the pump. Hey, if you've got kids in the house, a really fun project for you to do over the weekend is to have them record certain phrases so that their voice could be the voice of Waze, the whole GPS app from Google. Anyway, we're talking about that in just a few minutes. And then later on, some new credit card skimmers that are happening at the pump to steal from you. And of course, we have your phone calls, but let's talk about read receipts for text messages. I mean, you've been there. Someone texts you for whatever the reason. You don't want them to know that you've actually seen the text. I mean, maybe it's your ex trying to check in on a group chat, But you do have some ways. Number one, turn on notifications on your phone. Okay, this way you'll see that whole text on your screen when the message comes in, or just enough to know what it's about without actually opening it. Number two, you can go stealth. What that means, as soon as that text message arrives, flip your phone into airplane mode, turn off Wi-Fi. Now, this disconnects you from the internet so you can read the message without sending out a read receipt. And then once you're done, of course, close the app and then reconnect. And finally, you can turn off read receipts for good. That's what I did. On iPhone and Android, all you have to do is just turn them off in your phone settings, and then you don't have to worry about any of that. All right, let's see. Don in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Glad to have you with us.
Well, first of all, I'm starstruck. I hope I'll get through this.
Don't be starstruck. It's just me and you and, I don't know, 6 million other people.
I'm such a fan, and I use your tips. I love your newsletter, and I even tell your jokes. And sometimes people laugh. I think they're quite funny.
Sometimes. I like the guy like that. I know.
I can't say all the time. But anyway, I'm a college professor, and I'm kind of a member of an informal group of employees and professors who we sort of like to chat about the issues online. And we use email to do it, which I think is very, very clunky. If someone wants to start a discussion, they'll just look for the last email and they'll just hit reply all.
Yeah.
And they'll just reply to everybody. Of course, the email chains get really, really long, and it's also hard to add someone. Someone's got to remember, I got to add another email when someone else joins the group. So I'm wondering if there's a good service other than, like Facebook groups and all that we could use, and maybe would even notify people when someone's posted something.
Yeah, you want to get it out of email. You do.
Yeah.
Because it's, I love email. Don't get me wrong. I mean, because of my email newsletter, I send out millions and millions of emails every single month. And it's been a profitable business for us. But when it comes time to actually do discussions, I don't think it's the right vehicle for it anymore.
Yeah, we realize
because it takes too long. It takes too long, right? You want instantaneous now. And one of the things that we use here at the studios is Google Chat, and as a matter of fact, we have a relatively new employee, and this morning she was in my office and she's like, I was going to send it to you an email, but I know you hate email, so I'll chat at you. I'm like, yes, because it just takes so long. I got to put a subject. Hi, Kim. How are you? Hope you're well. Whatever it may be, because you don't want to come across rude, and especially if you guys are trying to have a discussion, it just doesn't always work. If you don't want to use you don't want to use Facebook groups, of course you can use a private group there. You can use Google Chat, but that would require everybody to have a Google account. Maybe they don't. Have you ever looked at Discord?
Well, I haven't looked at anything. That's why I'm coming.
Oh, okay.
To you.
Okay. Well, look at Discord. It was originally put out there for gamers, but it has the notifications. You can do direct messaging, and you can set up various groups. Okay. The another one that, aside from Google Chat, you could use Microsoft Teams. You could use Slack. You could also set up a Google group, which might be, probably better than Google Chat. Set up a Google group. But if I were to do this, I probably would start with Google because pretty much everybody has a Gmail account now, right? And with Google Groups, you do get the notifications, and it's kind of an email base, super easy to set up. You could do that. But if you're really looking for real-time communication, that's where I'm going to point you in the direction of Discord.
Okay.
And try that. And if that doesn't work, there's always other recommendations.
How do you feel about the privacy aspect of it? Do you think Big Brother's looking at what we're saying? Because I will say that some of the things we might be discussing are sensitive matters on campuses and all. We don't want people monitoring it.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough call. It's because, as you know, with Google, they're keeping track of everything, right?
Yeah.
And you could go to Microsoft Teams, but then that's Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
You could go to Slack, and that's Slack. So it's And a lot of these are free. And so they're free because what? They are tracking. And that's how they pay their bills. You can get into, if you do pay, you can get into some encryption, which might be beneficial for you. Then you're going to pay between $6 and, I don't know if people want to pay. For some reason, you ask people to pay, and they're like, what? Oh, that's $6 a month. And I'm like, yeah, but you went to Starbucks twice this week, and that was $25, so.
Yeah, but, there's about 25 of us. We'd never get everybody to do that. People would just prefer the email over that. But,
yes, so it might be, keep in mind that if it isn't a group, somebody can screenshot anything. I guess they could screenshot an email too.
Yeah.
And so, but it really, it's kind of been a tough thing. I mean, if you really wanted to actually get into maybe a more secure way, you could also do this with Telegram. And that probably would be if you are looking for group chats that are encrypted. I would look at Telegram, or you could even use Signal. Both of them, would work pretty well, and it would give you some semblance of protection, as far as if you are saying things that are sensitive. You don't want it to maybe get back to the university, but just keep in mind anything that you do, somebody can always take a screenshot and then send that anonymously off, and there goes everything that you were trying to protect. I know I just gave you a ton of recommendations. Sorry about that. I normally like to give one or two. Telegram or Signal for the encryption and the anonymity. If you're looking for something that's easy to use and just to get it out there, Discord or Google. And again, you got Teams and Slack, but probably Discord or Google would be my next choice. Telegram, Signal up at the top, again, for those encryption. And thank you for your kind words, Don. Oh, I'm your fan too. All right, let's say you're going on a road trip for a spring break. And why not liven things up a little bit by having personalized voices there, even the kids. Both Google Maps and Apple Maps, they have a bunch of voices you can switch up in the navigation settings. But if you really want to have fun with your GPS, check out the Waze app, and that's W-A-Z-E, of course. Now, it has almost 200 voices in 60 languages, so you can have a 90s pop star, a 70s DJ, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can have a dog or a cat, which I don't understand. But you can even take my voice along for the ride. But if you want to have your own voice, you just go into Waze, go to Voice Directions, tap Add a Voice. And then you have to record little instructions like start driving in a half a mile, keep left, keep right, you've arrived. It's actually really fun. So in case you want to learn more how to do that, or you want to grab my voice, just search for Waze, that's W-A-Z-E, over at Komando.com. All right, still to come, we have so many more great phone calls you don't want to miss. And then later on, next time you're getting gas, you really need to be careful. I'm going to tell you what it's all about here on the Kim Komando Show. All right, let's see who's next. Doris in Reno, Nevada. Glad to have you with us.
Hi, Kim. How are you doing today?
Good. What's going on?
Well, a few years ago, we heard you speaking about having a Chromebook to manage our finances. Mm-hmm. So we bought that, and then we do all of our finances solely on the Chromebook. And I also have a designated email just for that. My question is, and you'll think it's probably the simplest question of the day, but when I'm traveling and want to check the emails, I don't have that email on my phone or my tablet. I just look at it on the Chromebook. Is it safe to add that email address to my Google account on my phone or tablet?
See, the whole idea behind having a separate Chromebook, Doris, is that if you get hit by some type of scam, whatever it may be, mm-hmm. is that it's not going to hit your financial accounts. So that's why the whole idea is this Chromebook, we're only going to use that for only for financial stuff.
Okay,
now,
so go ahead.
So now you're saying that, so you have an email address associated with that Chromebook, so you want to check that email on your Android. That mm-hmm. would be okay. I just want you to be super safe. Okay.
So do I.
And that, if you get something that looks legit and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the bank, I need to hit this link, don't do it. Right. Mm-hmm. Because there are just so many scams. Oh my gosh. It seems like every time I turn around, there's a new scam. I mean, it's like there's
yes.
I mean, and they're getting more creative. Like there's one gal lost $500,000 because she thought that the IRS was calling her with her Social Security problem with a problem with her Social Security number, and that somehow she was going to go to prison, so she had to give them $500,000 in gold. I'm like,
oh my God!
I'm like, what just happened? And how did you even think that the IRS would call you with your Social Security number problem, that they are going to put you in prison and you got to get some gold, and they're going to come over and pick up the gold? Okay,
yeah, I'm not that naive.
I hope not. Oh my gosh, But there's also that New York Times financial journalist. She got suckered in for about $250,000, and she writes. She's a financial planner. It's like, okay. So, it's just always have your wits about you. I mean,
I you know what? I think I'm just going to play it safe and not do it. Most of our accounts will text us if something's going on, and I don't know. Maybe that's
and also be careful of the texting too, because you know what? They figured out that as well. Makes you just want to say, like, I'm just going to shut it all off. I'm going to shut it all off. Nobody's getting my money. Nobody but me. And I'm going on a round the world trip, first class, for the rest of my life, or live on a cruise ship. Okay, whatever it may be. Doris, thanks for getting through today. I just love taking your phone calls. Ron in Caldwell, Idaho, such a pretty place. Hi there, Ron.
Hi. Hey, what I've got is a question concerning an ad I keep seeing when I'm playing my game apps. And that is a plant identification app that also tells you how to give your plant better health. Mm-hmm. And then I've seen it for 2 or 3 different companies. So I've got 2-part question. Number one, can it really do that? Can it really tell me my plant needs more coffee? Or, and if it does, which of all these apps are good and which are just, come on?
Well, it's interesting because with the advent of facial recognition technology and now other type of recognition technology, if it's just a plant that you're trying to identify, you probably don't even need an app. And that's because you can use Google Lens, and that's free from Google. And you can just take a picture of it, tells you exactly what it is. And then if you're on an iPhone, the same thing is possible using the Apple Photo app. You take a picture of something, you hit the big letter I, and then bingo, it tells you what it is. Now, if you're looking for more than that, that's where, as you mentioned, there are like several out there. There's Plant Snap, there's Picture This, there's Plant Ticks, and there's something called iNaturalist. Now, if you are looking for which one that I would probably look at is the iNaturalist. It has millions of observations. It shows you insects and birds and plants, and then you can learn different ways to take care of your plants, and you just open up your camera, you start taking a look at it, whatever it may be. And these are really fun apps. Now, but you may not like that one. And so that's why before you pay for any app, there's always a free trial. And that's what's nice about these apps. You get at least a free try before you actually have to start paying for it. And then you want to pay attention to what exactly that you're paying for. So if they start charging you for a monthly fee to start identifying plants, and unless you're doing this every single day when you're out on a walk, I'd probably say no to it. Again, the other ones that you want to take a look at is Plant Snap, Picture This, and then the one that I think you might want to take a look at first is called iNaturalist. And as I mentioned, it's really great for identify plants and animals, and it kind of has a game to it, which might be kind of fun for you to check out as well. And Ron, thank you for your call. Hey, I want to tell you, there have been some changes over in podcast land at Komando.com. For example, Kim Komando Today is now called The Current because The Current is our podcast. And so if you're looking for Kim Komando Today podcast, we just changed the name. It's still all the fun stuff that you get 3 times a week over at Komando.com/podcast, or wherever you get your podcast. Just search for my last name with the K, of course. But the real fun happens over at YouTube.com/Kim Kim Komando. That's where you can actually see the Kim Komando show. That's my big weekend show. All the video, you see some great behind the scenes action, and Andrew Babinski joins me, and we just take all of your phone calls, and you never want to miss that. It's 3 hours of great fun. Of course, you don't have to watch all 3 hours at once. I know that. Just watch it at your leisure. Again, that's on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Kim Komando. All right, the next time you get gas, you need to be really careful, and I'm going to tell you why, so stay with me here on the Kim Komando Show. All right, so you're at their pump, and let me tell you, the safest way for you to put gas into your car is to use your phone's electronic wallet app. Okay, on your iPhone, that's Apple Pay. On Android, of course, that's Google Wallet. So this way, all you have to do is tap your phone on the reader to pay for gas. So this way, you're not getting out a card, it's faster to pay, and you don't have to worry about skimmers at the pump stealing from you. Again, so you want to use your phone's electronic wallet apps. It's just the best and the safest way to do it. Hey, just a reminder to enter to win that new iPhone 16 Pro right now while you're thinking about it at winfromkim.com.